We're 28 episodes in, and I am feeling so damn good. Today I have a day off, but for whatever reason, my brain works backwards. Day off means work harder. I literally, because of something that's come up recently, and I'll talk more on it later, but I got up at 2:30 this morning, and I'm going to try and shift my body clock to go to sleep as soon as possible when I get home, to then wake up at 2:30, spend that half an hour, and then spend from 3 to 6 during the week working. And then on the weekend, I start from 12 and go to 8 a.m. Massive shift. A lot of people are like, what the fuck, why are you doing that? But I'll get more into that as we go. But yeah, let's talk about music first before we go into that. New Beginnings dropped last week. The response has been really nice, and I haven't really pushed it that much, but it's really nice to have that body of work out there and actually a piece of me out there. It's something I feel really connected to. I don't normally go back and listen to my music once it's out, but this last couple of days I've actually gone back and listened to a lot of my music, and I'm proud about what I have put out there. I'm like, damn, I've actually got a somewhat decent catalogue, but there's something special about this EP, bro. Like, yeah, I think because normally when I make shit, I hear it so often that by the time it's out, I don't want to hear it again. But this EP, like, I've actually gone back and listened to a couple of times, and it doesn't feel like it gets old, which is a very, very good sign, realistically. But it's not about the quality of it. Maybe it just connects with me to a degree because it's literally my journey and things happening as they were happening, sort of thing. Whereas other stories I've told in the past have more been stuff that's happened in the past, not in the present. So maybe that's what the difference is. Because even thinking back, I try to think of like what are some of my favorite songs from my catalog. So I was listening back to my catalog, and two of them, I think still to date, are maybe three. Definitely Trust Me. It's a very old song. I think it was in my first year of releasing, but that song was the only self-produced song I've ever released, and it was talking about the relation between being spiritual and doing psychedelics, and how the two they come and meet in the middle, and they mean the same thing. And something had clicked in my head, and that's what started me to really like become more spiritual and push music further. And then the other track was Choice, which the story of that was, it was the first ever time I think I had released a song with Breezy, my mate. And when I first had the beat made, I didn't see myself sort of writing to it. I tried to force it, and nothing just would come out. Didn't feel natural. No matter how much I tried to test it, no, it sort of was a throwaway beat, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck, it's a sick beat, but I don't know. I don't think I could do anything with this. And then as time went on and I sort of made more music, I developed my skills more, I revisited it and wrote to it, and I was like, fuck, this is actually alright, you know what I mean? And the other thing, I was like, it needs something else, and I've got a bar in it that says Easy Breezy, shout out my brother, we feeling steezy. And I'm like, bro, why the hell isn't Breezy on this shit? So I got him on it, and I think the whole song is about choosing what you want your life to look like, and what efforts you put in, and how you do things in your day-to-day. And that's literally how I live my day-to-day. It's like, it's up to my choice. Like, I literally put in so much effort and shit, and no one has to do that other than me. If I want the results I want, I get to choose if I get those results by doing the work. Do you know what I mean? So I think also that connects with me heavy because, yeah, like I said, it's something that was in the past, and it was like a pivoting point in my brain. Like, it opened up my mindset a lot, and just going back and listening to that, it's like, damn, you know, I literally live by that still, and I haven't given up. And it's been, 2-3 years since I released that song. That to me is fucking impressive. So that there clicks a lot. And then I think another one was Free and in Charge. That, for whatever reason, that track hits home. Again, the whole like idea and brand of Tiga is freedom, growth, and empowerment. Like, literally owning your shit, becoming free, like not having any restraints or anything, just being as free-willed as possible, even creatively, financially, whatever it is, and then continuing to grow. Like, Tiga is to grow and remember. So literally remembering where we were, remember the mistakes we've made, and not make those same mistakes, and just continue to fucking grow. Like, That is the whole idea, and I think that's why that hits so hard. The other reason for that is I've done a lot of 4 to the floor now, like beats, and that was the first ever one we did that was 4 to the floor, and it's because we referenced it off of Yelawolf, which I'd never even listened to or heard of before, and he was someone that was co-signed by Eminem, and he has a very niche sound. His more popular shit's a bit more like generic, but I think that's why while he was signed, he was making that more generic sort of stuff, and then when he wasn't signed, he was making a lot more artistic stuff. Some of it's a bit too different, but other bits is like, this is sick, and yeah, he used 4 to the floor quite a bit, and so I was like, fuck it, let's try it, let's try and experiment and utilize this, and yeah, that's what created that, and the whole track is literally talking about being free and in charge of your own life, you know what I mean? Sick track, it still gets me hyped. But I think currently as well, out of the new EP I dropped, I think the first track on it, which is... Oh, damn, I can't remember it. Hummingbird, that's it. It's similar... It's a similar story and meaning behind Free and in Charge, you know what I mean? Like, I know I use birds and shit a lot in my sound, and I reference birds because it represents freedom and, like you know, flying and shit, like having no sense of responsibility, essentially, when it comes to just living free. I think there's a massive power in that, and so that's what a lot of my brand and sound is about. So yeah, that's been good. I've also been working on other tracks behind the scenes. The next track dropping comes out, what month? We're in April now, so this month. And I'm really excited for that track as well. Probably, like, sonically, off the rip, like, production-wise. But I remember when we did it, it was, again, with my mate Breezy. And both of us were kind of looking at each other like, I don't see anything coming from what we're trying to do here. And it sounded like shit. And then it was, like, right at the end, everything tied together and sounded really sick. And then I was writing while he was producing, and we came up with that. Actually, no. I think I did write a bit, but some of it was from TikToks that I'd made in the past, and I sort of tried to blend tracks together, and it was just trusting in the creative process. Like, a lot of it shouldn't have worked and did, and I love moments like that, and sonically, yeah, it sounds sick. It's something I've never really done before, but it's also pushing that feel-good sound that I have been putting out a lot more recently, so really excited for you guys to hear that one. It's coming very soon. Details are coming very soon. But with that being said, personal life, things have been going better. The car situation, I bought the car, as you guys saw in the last episode. I then last weekend sold the old car. I only got like $300 for it because it had so many problems with it. And then I went to go sell it for $500. That's the most I could get it quoted for. They opened the engine, and the second they did, there was water mixed with it. And they're like, brother, you have cracks in your fucking engine. So that was another massive issue. And I didn't even know about that. So I'm so grateful that I got rid of it. The most I could get was $300 because they're like, this is pretty much where all the value is in the scrap money. And if we can't sell the engine, we might not even make money on this. So the best we could do is $300. And I was like, look, I was really trying to push for $5. I even tried to push for $4. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I got to get rid of it. It was literally out of rego in 2 days or some shit. So I was like, if I don't do it now, it's not getting done, so let's just get rid of it. So that's now sorted, which is good. The day job I'm still at, it's been hectic. And also, the missus is now currently in Italy, which she doesn't want to be there. And I'm trying to utilize that time that she is away to, you know, fully lock in with everything that I'm doing. And that comes back to what I was just talking about. So this sales role that I've landed, the only times I can do it is in US times. The reason for that, I have my own 9 to 5. It's a fucking 6 to 6, but my 9 to 5. And so there's only certain hours I can actually physically work on it. I can't work in the 9 to 5. And the reason they say that is because that's when other businesses are open. So it's a call role. So calling other businesses and trying to sell our product to them essentially. And there's no point in calling them if it's not within that 9 to 5 because they may not be at work. So it doesn't work for Australia. I looked into US and UK. UK was sort of easier if I was finishing at an okay time, but it's so unpredictable that I can't predict that. So it's like the only thing I can predict is a US time, but the US time is fucked. The US time for us in Australia is their 9 to 5, so 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is our midnight to 8 a.m. So the only window I have, and I've got to meet a minimum of 20 hours, which I can call on the weekend, but it's not advised. I might even do that if I need to catch up on hours or whatever. But their Monday is our Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I work from 3 to 6. Same with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all 3 to 6 for those 4 days. And then on that 5th day, I work from 12 to 8. And that, from memory, is that 3, 6, 12, 8. That's 20 hours. And so if I want to push past that, then I'm going to have to do the Sunday as well, but then do, which is their Saturday. That's why it's a bit iffy. But if I were to do that, then just do a couple hours in the morning, but it has to be within that window of 12 to 8. I'm still yet to actually start. There's a lot of legality and paperwork behind the scenes of it, and they recruited a whole team all at once. So some people have started, only select people while they process the rest of the people. I think I will be one of the last. Only reason for that is because I have the least amount of experience, and so I'm probably the easiest person to go, it's too much on our plate, fuck off, you know what I mean? So I will probably be, and I'm going to pull in the least amount of money realistically because I've got the least experience. So yeah, I'm still just waiting for that. I this morning woke up at 2:30 so that I could sort of prepare and train my body clock. And so my missus is away for 2 weeks, and I'm going to try and utilize this time now to get my body clock used to the real early wake ups so that when she gets back, I can be more disciplined on it. Whereas if I just start when I start calling, it's going to be really difficult. So trying to be prepared, trying to stay ahead. And that's what separates me from other people, bro. It's I'm going to do what is required. You know what I mean? I'm not just doing what feels comfortable or doing what works in my time. I'm doing what is required. The only thing that I've got a problem with is leaving old places. So that with this day job as well, it's good money, but it's not the best money, which is why I'm trying to push further for this. But if I were to leave that, I'd have to fully focus in this, and I'm only just starting, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to make the pay that I need to make, do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to juggle both at the same time until there's an obvious, way out, do you know what I mean? And it's shit because the boss I have is actually very, very good. We're just so overworked, and I enjoy him, and he actually, I think even at the moment, because if you're anywhere in the world, really, the whole fuel crisis, because of the war that's happening with the Middle East and US, and I hate talking politics, but with the whole war that's going over there, the AU is affected with the fuel. Our fuel's limited, so the prices have all gone twice the amount, probably 3 times the amount as what it normally is. It's stupid how costly it is, and because of that, it's that, and the interest rates are going up. There's businesses that are getting affected. People are getting let go. Other people are running out of work. They don't know what to do. People aren't going into work because they can't make it travel-wise. It's literally like COVID all over again. And so it's a shit time. Even at the moment, he gave us extra money. He even shouted us dinner the other night because we have been working so damn hard for him. And he's like, I got to show you some sort of appreciation. I think the other thing is he doesn't want us to leave. He wants us to treat us well because he, A, does appreciate the work, but B, because these other places are leaving, he doesn't want anyone to leave. And so that does make it very, very difficult mentally as well. But it will all work out in the end, and I think everyone will be happy in the end, and I've just got to stay headstrong sort of thing and balance the two of them. And I don't even know, maybe one of the boys from work are watching this right now. Pretend like you didn't hear this. That's why I tried to mention it a bit later in the fucking video anyways, so that hopefully they didn't watch it, because even my last fortnight, the apprentice was like, oh yeah, I just threw on your verbal journal just in the background. I was like, oh shit, but I talked about this shit later on in the video and he hadn't mentioned that, so he clearly didn't get to that. So let's hope that's the case again, because I feel like the whole point of these episodes is for me to actually talk about what's going on physically and mentally. It's for me to journal, do you know what I mean? So it's me actually putting out what's going on in my life and everything. I don't want to hide shit, I don't want to hide details, because then I'm not journaling, you know what I mean? And it makes it tricky that the whole world can see this. It's not just in a notebook that's hidden away on, like, in a drawer or some shit. So yeah, bro, that's where I'm at. Things have been fucking good though. Like, it's just busy, but I think I've been balancing and maintaining everything very, very well from my point of view. I've not been like upset or angry at anything. There's definitely points where I'm like, I wish I had this or I wish I had that, but that's the sacrifice that it's taking. And it's all going to be fucking worth it in the end. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, bro. I don't know what else to say about it, eh? Like, things have been good. Things are just real hectic. The community side of stuff, I have been trying to, keep alive, but at the same time, that's probably the least priority I have right now, just because I even wrote a song about that the other day. I didn't realize I'm literally running 4 different things right now. I'm doing my day job, my music, the community, and now sales. I'm only one person. I can only do so much in a day. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but no one else is working 4 fucking jobs at the same time. You know what I mean? So I have just got to prioritize what is pushing the needle the furthest and actually nurture the rest. Like, still uphold it. I think the reason for that and the reason I don't want to give up on anything is for the sheer fact that I had a mentor at one point, that I became business partners with, and that's how I felt, because he just dropped off. He had to figure shit out. He had to prioritize other things. And I remember all the weight was shifted onto me, and I don't want that for the people in my community. I want to still, be able to be that hopeful, inspiring person and push them in the right direction. I don't want to just show them signs of giving up because things are too hard. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro. I think in the end, with all of this, like, this whole sales thing's opened my perspective completely, in the sense of how I can sell my music and make money without performing. But also, if I'm making a better income from this, what I can funnel this income into. And I've even said to the people in the community is, if I do, make good money from this, my music and the community are the first things I'm investing back into, which is so, like, I stand by, bro. Like, the things that are most important to me is creating and helping other people. And so if I'm getting the resources to do that, I'm going to fucking do that. You know what I mean? So I think even Chef at Beats with Chef I've talked to about that, it's like, I want to still minimize my costs as much as I can. I think to a degree, the lifestyle is going to go up a little bit, but I want to try and still not live like a rich person. You know what I mean? Like, I want to still live humbled and live poor, quote unquote, so that I can then have the highest amount of revenue possible, so I can then invest that revenue back into business. Because, yeah, otherwise, what the fuck's the point? If I'm not funneling it into purpose, and I'm not earning money for purpose, and I'm only earning it for the dollar value, then there is no point. You know what I mean? So, I don't know how many times I've said, you know what I mean? So, I need to catch myself on that. I've been a lot better at not saying but I think that's been my replacement word. So, I just said so again, especially getting into sales. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Anyways, this has been lovely. It's been a 20-minute episode. I'm happy. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are happy. If you have anything that's happened that's important in your life recently, leave it down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care and peace.